This video is for exercise 2-18. There's a lot of ways to accomplish this one, but what I'm going to do is try to give you guys what I perceive to be the easiest method for getting this one complete. The first thing that I need to do is go to New, Drawing, and select No Template Metric, since this is a metric file. And then I'm just going to start with an overall rectangle, and the rectangle command is right here. And this rectangle is going to be 150, 80. Now I know the corners are cut off on this, but I want to leave the information that I have still here, that way I can use midpoints and everything else. If you look at that kind of cross shape in the middle, it's perfectly centered in this box. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw two lines that are perfectly centered. Okay, now I can use these lines here to offset to get the rest of the information that I need. I know that these sections are 20 millimeters wide. So what I can do is I can use the offset command, which is this rubber band looking like icon right here, and I can click on this and say that I want to offset 10. Enter. And then what I'll do is I'll offset each of these 10 to both sides. What that's going to do is that's going to give me the basis for where these two pieces intersect. So next I'm going to go ahead and use the trim tool, and the first thing it tells me to do is select cutting edges or cutting objects, or hit enter to select all. So I'm just going to hit enter, and then it wants to know what to trim, and I want to trim out everything that's on the inside of these. So I'm going to trim out these sections and these sections, and what I'm left with is these things extending all the way. Now the center point for the top of this is going to be offset 20 from the center point. So I'm going to offset 20, hit enter, and I'm going to offset this up and this down, and then we can offset this over this way and this way. Now I need to extend these two so that I have proper center lines. So what I'm going to do is use the extend command, which is hidden right underneath trim, and again I'm going to hit enter to select everything, and I'm just going to extend this down and this down. I'm sorry, these ones aren't actually determinators for the side pieces. The side pieces are offset 55 from the center line. So what I'm going to do is, instead of offsetting those 20, I'm going to go ahead and extend it now and offset 55. So we'll go 55 to this side and 55 to this side. Now I can draw my circles here and the rest of the intersecting points, and I'll have all of the circles that I need to get that interior portion. Now I've got a lot of trimming and erasing to do, so what I'm going to do is just go back to the trim command, hit enter for my cutting edges because I want everything to be a cutting edge, and I'm going to start with the outside lines. That way I've got those complete, and I don't have to worry about my center lines because they're just going to be removed anyway. And then I'll trim out the bottoms of all my circles. Okay, now I can erase the center lines of all of these pieces. And what I'm left with is this shape in here that I'm looking for. Now, to get those edges cut off, I know that I need a 20 by 20 chamfer. So what I'm going to do is come up here. This is the fillet tool. Underneath the fillet tool there is a chamfer tool. And then all I need to do is specify my first distance, or if I look down here you can see my options are undo, polyline, distance, angle, trim, method, and multiple. If I hit D enter, that'll allow me to select the distance. My first distance is 20, I hit enter. My second distance is also 20, enter. Now I can click on the lines that I want to chamfer. I can right click and select repeat chamfer and do the next corner. If you don't want to right click, you can hit spacebar and it'll automatically go back to the chamfer command for you. But once you have all of this done, this actually completes exercise 2-18, and you'll notice that we had to do a lot of layout lines to get this interior shape in here. There are other ways of doing this, and there are ways of doing this that are even faster than this way. But for this week's assignments, try to stick with this way so that you get used to laying things out differently on the AutoCAD screen.